What's up, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying in shape and working out. If you're playing video games, I hope you're having a great time with Street Fighter 6, and I just hope that life is just treating you well. But let's go ahead and get into the topic at hand. I've been seeing a lot of things on Twitter that I find actually insane in a bad way. I've come to the conclusion that for as inclusive as the FGC say that it is anything but. As forgiving as the FGC say it is, from the people I've seen that are small content creators, just people in the FGC that are not relevant or known, it can be actually very cruel. It shows that the FGC has a big echo chamber, right? And it shows that the FGC just has certain people or certain individuals that it just loves to hate. I don't know why that is the way it is. And I think it's kind of ironic considering that the FGC in itself is a niche of a bigger group, just gaming in general. So you have gaming and then you have the FGC, the fighting game community. And the paradoxical situation that I always see is the fact that they want people to join, but you can only join the FGC if you happen to follow this kind of criteria, if you happen to do these kind of things. And if you hate the exact same people that I hate, and if you do give these people grace or you try to play devil's advocate, you are automatically shunned and you cannot join events. They will go out their way to ruin your life via Twitter or social media in general. And I find that fascinating. Also, I find fascinating is the fact that a lot of people in the FGC that are, top tier streamers, your Smugs, your LTGs, on the bad side anyway, the main man Swedes, your Daigos, all of that, right? It's almost as if a lot of these people that I mentioned have a halo effect, excluding LTG. No matter what he does at this point, he will always be hated, right? And I can't tell people how to feel. If you dislike the dude, that's fine. I don't really care for him myself, but it's really interesting that when I see that when it comes to these top tier streamers, these people in the FGC will give these people grace for doing some absolutely horrendous things, right? And then there's other people that are like mid-tier, low-tier streamers or content creators. If they do one small thing, they are ostracized from the community forever. And even if that person was to actually change their ways, there's no coming back. There's always going to be somebody that's going to try to hold them accountable for something that they already held accountable for, that they already admitted to, and they already fixed the problem. And what I do find odd, and I'm going to include myself in here too, that you would think that us as people would really start to, look at ourselves and understand that we all have skeletons in our closet, where nobody in here is perfect, and that we already come from a group of people that were already shunned as it is. Like, let's not forget that fighting games and gaming in general is a new concept that has just now went mainstream. I mean, it's an old concept in its entirety, but when it comes down to being mainstream and popular, it is a new thing. Most times, fighting games, when I was growing up, like in the early 2000s, it was ostracized. It was something like, you really play that, right? It was something that you kept secret, just like anime, like how it's become very mainstream, but people forget the origins. I'm like, yo, you do realize that back then you are a nerd. You got picked on, right, for these things that you like, and now, ironically, you become the bully. Interestingly enough, to the point where it's outside of the game, and this is why I kind of titled it FGC Toxicity. And I have the two people, the main man Swede on one side, and I have LTG on another, right? It kind of represents a duality of what I've been talking about so far, where one does something and y'all will criticize him for a moment, as you should. Nobody's above criticism. You should criticize his actions, and but he is forgiven. He's given a chance to receive grace and go back to being a content creator, a father, and that's great for him. I wish him the best with his father and his endeavors with fatherhood, and so forth and so forth. That's great. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Then you have a person like LTG, right? I'm not gonna make no excuse for this man. He has done some of the most horrible, vile things I have seen from a person online in a while, and I done seen some pretty crazy stuff as far as the internet, like the e-thuggery and stuff goes. Now I know there's things that he hasn't done that is absolutely crazy, right? But let's just give a hypothetical, right, where he just actually changes his ways. I highly doubt y'all would give him the same grace that you give a person like the main man Swede, or let's say anybody else that you like. I don't really follow the FGC drama like that. It just happens to come to me because I'm in there. Like, I don't follow it, but I'm a part of the FGC, so I just happen to see it, right? There's not just LTG himself. People like Chris G, Filipino Champ, all these things, like especially these developers and these tournament organizers that are literally banning people from events permanently over something that's so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. It really goes to show you how power hungry a lot of these people are, and how they haven't addressed the fact that they have those insecurities that they need to get fixed. That person that got shoved in the locker, well, I have power now, so I'm going to go ahead and impose that power on other people because they remind me of things that I don't like. And as the old saying goes, that two wrongs don't make a right. Now, I'm not on here to preach like I'm perfect, because I am definitely guilty of what I'm talking about right now. But the difference is I am really trying to make the change and understand that my shit stinks just like everybody else's does. And that's one of the biggest problems I have wrapping up this video, is the fact that a lot of people in the FGC, they tend to walk around as if their shit doesn't stink. We all, again, have our own skeletons. We all have things that, if was brought to light, we would want grace, forgiveness, and understanding for it, right? I'm not sitting here say that we should excuse it, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be consequences for actions, of course, right? But with that being said, we should also keep an open mind and say, hey, I done messed up here too, and I would definitely want grace and forgiveness. And if you're going to actually forgive people, actually forgive them, and every time you get mad, you just start slinging it back at them, we got to stop doing that, especially if you want people to stay long-term in the FGC, or if you want them to join the FGC in the first place. How is a person going to want to join the FGC if they automatically have to deal with people, the drama? Not to mention that the games are very politically oriented right now, and the people are just downright not pleasant to be around. You would think, again, with this whole community being a niche-oriented community, that we would have like a better understanding, or the undertones of insecurity wouldn't be so prevalent. It wouldn't be so really throwing your weight around, so much power going around, and a lot of people doing things because they have the anonymity of the internet. Because I can't touch you, and it goes to show you how vile people can be when they feel as though they cannot be touched. It shines a light on that. But sticking back to the actual topic, though, the toxicity in the FGC is crazy. To wrap everything up, please, again, extending grace to those. That the same grace that you will want for yourself, and again, I hope everybody is working out hard, and if you're not working out and you're thinking about working out, go work out. It'll do a lot for you, especially for me. It has definitely decreased my stress levels. It gives me something to work towards, keep my body in shape, all that. It has all the health benefits, and you can still play your games. Don't think for a second that you can't play your games and work out. That's what this challenge is about. You can work out, have a job, play a game, have a girlfriend, all that. You can have a healthy, balanced lifestyle and play video games. With all that being said, I think I'm finishing up my last set here on these weighted ab crunches. I just want everybody to take what I said to heart. If you really like the video, go ahead and like it. Please comment, share, subscribe. All that really does help, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. You have a good one, and peace.